Well, it's Wednesday again. Time sure does fly. And I have about 3 hours to record this and upload it, and I also have to do something else before I need to go to bed, so I'll be fine. I'll make it. I hope I'll make it. You know those moments in your life where you realize that you are going to make a life-changing decision? Like, not just what you're going to be doing for the next while, like the next week, maybe the next year or something like that, but something that could potentially influence how you will live the rest of your life. So looking back, I've passed perhaps 2 or 3 of these moments in my life, mostly related to education because that's what I've been spending most of my life on so far. And the first one was perhaps, and that's also the smallest one, when I chose which boarding school I wanted to go to, or which efterskole as we call them in Danish. That turned out to be a big part of my life, and it probably changed me a lot, but at the time it didn't seem like that big of a choice. And there are other choices, like when I was done there, I had finished my basic education, like the first 10 years or so of education in Denmark. You have to choose what you want to do next. Do you want to go to the Danish equivalent of high school? Do you want to take some more practical education where you get to learn a craft, or do you want to do something completely else, maybe try to get a job without taking an education? But looking back, even though I didn't know what I wanted to do afterwards, it didn't really feel like that big of a choice to choose high school. And then I chose the math sciencey version of it simply because that was the subjects I was good at in school and I felt like doing. So, and then 3 years passed doing that. And that brings us to the last time I had to make a huge life-changing decision. When I was done with high school, then I had to choose what to do next. And I didn't know what to choose. I mean, I was still pretty interested in math, pretty interested in the sciences, but not really anything in particular. So I went and saw a few different educations, and I ended up at computer science. 5 years down the road, and here we are. Oh well, not fully 5 years, more like 4 3/4, something like that. So we're about to make another decision, and I still have no idea where to go. As you probably know, I went into computer science because I wanted to make video games, which I guess is as good a reason to start an education as anything. However, there are not a lot of game companies in Denmark, and less of them are hiring. I mean, the gaming industry is perhaps not a small industry, but it's not really a long tradition to make video games in Denmark. And there are not a lot of large companies. Take into account that I would like to stay somewhere near where I am now, and the list of candidates shrink even further. I don't know if I want my first job to be in the video games industry. The video games industry has a reputation for being kind of brutal, and compared to, well, regular IT development, it's just not as lucrative. And that's just the truth. But in the end, you don't have to choose your job based on how much you're going to earn and how many hours you have to clock in. You also have to base it on what you want to be doing. I don't really have a point. I haven't really chosen what I'm going to do, but I'll feel kind of stressed out about this and I wanted to share. So, there. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend. And until then, tack, you're it.